This is a video for everyone involved in Cooley Kaboom. Well, guys, we took Kaboom down to MCTA, which is a horse trial not far from us. It's about an hour and a half down in Maryland. As you can see in the dressage ring there, they had a monsoon of rain the night before. We had about 2 inches of rain, and the ground was quite deep and heavy. The dressage ring is probably the worst footing of the competition, but they really were sinking in. But saying that, once we got to the show jumping and cross country, it was a lot better, but it was still quite deep and holding. We put Kaboom in the open modified. Obviously, her last event was she was good. Obviously, she was brilliant in the dressage and show jumping with Kenta, and then had a weird, she bumped into a jump on the cross country, and a little Japanese fella popped off. So it was good for me to ride her and have a sit on her. She was a little bit backed off in the cross country, I have to say. I had to ride quite firmly and quite strongly the beginning parts of the round, but then she got into a nice rhythm and actually jumped around the modified wheel. The worst part, well, the best part last time at Fair Hill was the dressage. She got like a 25 or something with Kenta. And then with Boyd this week, it was a disaster. We finished last, mostly because of a movement that's about to happen. We ended up scoring a 34.5. So the beginning of the test was good. It was all 7s and 6s and 7.5s. At the end of this walk, she sort of sunk into the mud and then bumped herself as I was asking for trot and canter, and she nearly bucked me off. It was quite humorous, actually. A lot of the other riders are making fun of me. So about now, she misread my legs here, and then she sort of got stuck in the mud and kicked herself, and then she tried to throw me off, which was disastrous for our score. We scored a 4 and a 5 for those two movements. So unfortunately, in the modified division, once you score a 4 or 5, you're completely out of it. Anyway, this event was more of a training and schooling exercise than a competition. And it reminded me that Kaboom's got plenty of character. She's actually a lovely, lovely horse on the flat. And if anything, she's sometimes a little bit too quiet. So I was actually happy to see a little bit of enthusiasm in the dressage, even though I nearly fell off. She's been training quite well at home. Last week, we took her to a schooling show jumping show. We jumped 2 rounds at the meter class. It was not far from here. It's a friend of mine put on a schooling show at his farm. We took a bunch of the young horses. It was raining and raining and raining. So she's good in the wet weather. In her training, I think our next competition, I believe we should keep her at this modified level, and we'll find a competition for her next month. I still haven't got too much of a plan. I think there's one at New Jersey we might end up taking to. I feel like in the cross country, I'd say that would be her weak part. You know, like she jumps really high. She's a very careful jumper, as you see here in the show jumping, and she sort of jumps up really high in her shoulders, and then jumps up. She's almost got a 2-part jump. I was saying that she put in a lovely round of show jumping here. The hardest part with riding her is as you approach the jump, just the way that she jumps up really, really high. Is, as a rider, I'm always trying to sort of place her at sort of a bit of a soft distance, trying to not get too deep to the jump, trying not to get too close to the jump. Like almost in a weird kind of way, we're trying to make her arc a little flatter. Most horses that you're trying to get up to jump up quite high, and Kaboom naturally jumps up quite high. I feel like she's still a baby, and she's still green, and she's still developing, and she just needs more and more miles. One of the big focuses that we have is keeping her confident. You know, if she gets a little bit uncertain, especially in the cross country, and she gets a bit hesitant, that's where I feel like she doesn't jump her best. So in the cross country here, it's a little bit muddy, so I had to, over the first 5 or 6 fences, I really had to ride her positively. I felt like she was a little bit unsure of the deep footing, and then she had the tumble last start, and it was a pretty challenging course. So the first 5 or 6 fences here, I had to sort of override a bit and really make sure that she was jumping confidently, and then after that she got rocking and rolling. Anyway, guys, we ended up finishing in 4th place. We went from dead last after the dressage to 4th place. So very, very pleased with our finishing result. Obviously, I've got a little bit of homework to do in the dressage. She's a very good dressage horse. There's no question. The dressage is actually probably her strongest phase. So it was obviously a bit of a surprise that she got a little bit anxious in the dressage, but we're still sort of getting to know each other as well. That's the big thing with these horses that are newer to us, that we're still sort of getting the hang of each other. Anyway, guys, we'll give Kaboom a nice easy day or two of hacking, and then we'll get back to work with her. And like I said, we'll keep her at this modified level, or maybe even find an FEI 1-star level, and keep working a little bit on her sort of bravery cross country, and a little bit her galloping, and keep chipping away at the dressage and show jumping.